Shalom, and welcome back to the True Heritage of Israel. My name is David. I'm a teaching prophet of Yah, God of Israel. Today I will be finishing up on the balance of Yah's Law. This is a study guide that has been compiled information for the children of Israel to awaken to their true heritage, to reclaim their true heritage back through the revolution of knowledge. I'll be starting on the first topic. It's called the truth. The truth of Yah chooses who is chosen, because the truth is the word of Yah, and he chooses who will be chosen by his words. So when people don't understand the truth, it's because Yah's words have rejected them. And the light of his truth shall not be glorified through you in Yah's name. This is Yah's process of elimination, separating the good from the bad and the chosen from the hopeless pagans. This next topic is called understanding Yah's truth. Understanding the Hebrew text in this modern day and age can only be obtained correctly through the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance of the Bible. It's a Bible dictionary. King James Version with a King James Version Bible, so they both match. This Bible dictionary gives the complete understanding of every word individually written in each passage or verse of the Hebrew text. Each word is applied in many different applications depending on the context of passage. Yah's Holy Spirit must guide you to the right understanding because of the many definitions for each word. And the lack of not knowing our original language is a great disadvantage to us for understanding the proper sequence in which they are used to identify the particular message because of the diversity of each word's definition and how it applies to each passage. However, when the Hebrew text was translated into other languages, some of the words were not put in their original context for each verse or passage for the reader to properly understand. They did that on purpose, so where we wouldn't have the proper understanding of Yah's original message. Therefore, the concordance or Hebrew dictionary is used to define each word with Hebrew meaning to give the original understanding before translation. The modern day Hebrew text, or so-called Old Testament of the Bible, is greatly encrypted. Believe that. Meaning the original Hebrew information is hidden behind bad translations and incorrect replacements of words that sometimes are not even Hebrew. Most readers of the Bible read it in vain, not knowing Yah's original true message to the children of Israel, his original true message to the children of Israel. And non-Hebrews, because of the ignorance of not knowing that each Hebrew passage may not contain the best word to represent the original understanding, to identify with the complete knowledge of each Hebrew passage accurately. So they took it out of sequence. This is just to confuse you, so where you will not want to study. It's not just reading. There's more behind what you see. So the Most High has given me this understanding to give back to you, to enlighten you. This next topic will be called cult. Like a group of people, they like calling the Hebrews and other groups, oh, it's a cult, it's a cult. Well, let's see what a cult really is so we can understand this. The meaning of cult represents a formal religious veneration or worship, meaning to respect or awe inspired by dignity, wisdom, dedication, or talent of a person or religion that can be regarded as unorthodox, whether mainstream or not, if based on opinion or philosophy like Christianity, Judaism, or Islam, and so on. They all represent paganism because they exist outside of the Hebrew heritage. If you are a true follower of Yah, God of Israel, then you would look at these other religions or man-made religions as pagan because it's not a part of the heritage of Israel. Okay, orthodox in this context is based on the established doctrine of Yah, God of Israel, referring to the Hebrew text only. However, cult also represents a system of religion regarded as belief and ritual to adhere and to give support or maintain loyalty. The origin of the children of Israel's heritage started as an orthodox or standard law established by Yah, God of Israel, well instituted by the supreme being of the universe, to a special group of people, the Hebrew Israelites. Some may say as a cult, as all man-made religions originated through the history of all mankind. Let me say that one more time. Some may say as a cult, okay, as all man-made religions originated through the history of all mankind. All started as a group or a gathering of people claiming divine status. All mainstream religions like Christianity, Judaism, Islam, and so on are man-made. Nevertheless, some don't survive the mainstream religious guiding systems, which can be considered unorthodox religion by various religious guiding systems of so-called social order based on man's opinion. These people are called the canon rule, or a committee of men who set the official standard for their fabricated religions, man-made. If they didn't mainstream by being well established by many followers, or great status recognized by the so-called great religious social order of the world, they are considered unorthodox in this context. However, according to these conditions, all pagan religions have come into existence in this manner, outside of the heritage of Israel, as individual faiths, man-made, that may or may not become mainstream based on their popularity, status, or their origins, besides the Hebrew text. The Hebrew text did not come into existence in that way by man. So when you hear anyone distinguishing the Hebrews as an evil cult and looking down on our establishment, one should distinguish whether or not it is good or bad in the eyesight of Yah, God of Israel, not man. If you seek the truth based on the law of Yah found in the Hebrew text only, you be all right. Or it's called the so-called Old Testament of the Holy Bible. Because in view of the fact that Yah's chosen people represent a small remnant or group of persons, which literally represents a cult or gathering, sect, party, religious group, and the like in this English context, the diverse definitions of this title or word to define its various applications that may or may not have evil intentions, depending on its cause and convictions. However, the remnant of Israel should unite by devotion or allegiance to an informative or intellectual revolution of understanding the truth of Yah, Understanding the truth of Yah. That is the revolution that my cause is being powered from. The Most High Yah, the source. Now, if we come together as an intellectual revolution to understand the truth of Yah, God of Israel only, which is a righteous cause in the eyesight of Yah, to seek only Yah in a non-pagan fashion, which is unquestionably according to the heritage of Israel only, not based on a great following or man's opinion. The mainstream religions of the world today receive their status or popularity indoctrinated from a group of social order fanatics, accepted by the mainstream followers that created and initiated their pagan religions. By man, definitely by man, not by the Most High, with ill intentions to deceive and control their followers with deception. Yah's truth is notably facts and free of deception and man-made traditions or philosophies. All man-made religions were fashioned by a group of deceivers. Now, the majority of the mainstream religions in this modern day and age base their foundation of belief on the orthodox Hebrew law that was well established and written down literally by the hand of the God of Israel, not man. This information in this study guide is based on Yah's unadulterated or untouched law, besides several incorrect translations or replaced words and missing books in the Hebrew text, initiated by man, not Yah, God of Israel. Because man's intentions is to give false understanding intentionally to suppress the truth about the real children of Israel and Yah's law. Now, although Yah's original message is not mainstream or popular with a great following, its message is its immense status and origin, is supported by fact. Fact, based on Yah's holy law only. The everlasting God, creator of the universe, not mortal man. Keep in mind that occults are described as matters regarded as involving the action or influence of supernatural or supernormal powers or some secret knowledge of them, according to the law of Yah. This practice is pagan, and the children of Israel are forbidden to indulge in this evil knowledge regarding witches, warlocks, communicating with the dead, and so on. Our communication is only allowed through songs of self-prayer or priest or prophet of Yah to converse with our God. Any other way would be considered unholy if it does not exist in the sacred law of Yah, found only in the Hebrew text, in which most of the mainstream religions spawned from, for the beginning of their man-made religions, using the law of Yah as their foundation to support the so-called truth of their pagan worship. Literally, it all goes back to the Hebrew text to truly understand the original message of the Creator. That's why mainstream pagan religions exploit it as their basis, admitting it's the truth, but adding and taking away to create many evil man-made religions. So I want you to give some thought to this, listen and learn about how cults are started and how you're supposed to understand it in its proper context. Man has a bad habit of making the good bad and the bad good. But understanding checkmates all that. Understanding checkmates all that. That is the proper understanding that you need to have, both bad and good. That way you're able to make the right choice. So join me on my next session of the balance of Yah's law. I'm keeping them short so your attention span can grasp. So I look forward to you joining me on my next session of the balance of Yah's law. All praise to the Most High Yah, God of Israel. Shalom.